This is the 8th of. This is a Flo Quatre. This is the invention of the 8th of June, 2015, 14 o'clock 59, by Flo Quatre. It's 14 o'clock 59 by Flo Quatre. It's the 8th of June. This is the watch. So it's Invention 52 Plus by Flo Quatre, formerly known as PhD Alborz Seddigh Afshar. Okay. So I'll dice right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43. It's strictly speaking FKP and not necessarily something else. I think it's strictly speaking FKP. So I'll show that up close. So okay, let's add that to FKP. I'll note that down. Let's see what I can come up with that. K is often Kelvin, F is force, which I would have reduced it into anyways. So if I want to call it something else, I'm not necessarily going to call it something else. Maybe force 2, maybe. If I want to be unique, force 2 for instance. FKP would be P is pressure or impulse very often. F is force. Eight, 6, 2015, 15 o'clock, 02 p.m. FKP diced. F is force. K is Kelvin, P is pressure, PV is KT, is E, E per X is F. So so that would mean okay. Next is F. So that would mean PV per X plus KT per X is F. That would mean PV. That would mean this. So that involves both the Kelvin and the P and the V. So that would be force 1. I could also turn it into a PV per x to the power of half times KT per x to the power of half is F. Okay. That's the second force. That's 2 forces. So if I want to make it signature forces with flow forces, I'll turn, for instance, PV per x squared per t is plus kt per x squared t is F. That would be F1, I suppose. Now if I want to turn it flow, I would turn it into PV is volume per time divided by x squared times t plus kt volume per time divided by t x squared is F3, yeah, for instance. If I want to turn slightly more flow-like forces, then I turn it into a PV is flow t per x squared plus kt flow t per x squared is F4. That's force 4, that is a flow force, in effect. Okay. Let's show like this. Okay. So the flow would be the, what number flow? It would be the 7th flow and the 8th flow. So it would be 7th flow, flow 7, flow 8. So that would be PV x squared times flow 7 t Flo Quatre I suppose that's Flo Quatre 12, so that would be 13. Okay, is F5 plus kt x squared divided by t flow 8 flow 9, so that would flow 10 Flo Quatre 14 is F6. There's 6 forces right there. And I'll shift it slightly. Okay. That's 10 forces right there, and so that would be 10 of them. There's 10 forces, and that would be 10 of them. Also, more made signature by turning them into flow forces. And so that's I already showed that. Yeah, I already showed that. Okay. Okay. So at that point, I would, as this is 10, I would get into more signature would be saying this sort of forces. If I analyze that, obviously with greater temperature you get greater force. With greater surface you also get greater force, and greater volume you also get greater force, and greater pressure. Okay, thanks to deducing from these forces. So with that, I would say you would need, for instance, a larger temperature and volume and surface for the fuser that fuels the rocket pump that that is used for embryology, follicle suction. Okay, so this larger volume of the fuser, larger surface of the fuser, and larger temperature of the fuser content calls for greater forces in the fuser, and larger pressure of the fuser content causes greater temperature in the fuser, and greater forces in the fuser. Obviously, greater force in the fuser, so this causes the fuser to work better, and this would cause a better fuel source for the rocket pump that would be used for follicle aspiration. As a signature sentence, embryology connected to plasma physics using these forces, with particularly this force suggesting larger volume and surface and temperature, larger pressure, larger volume, larger surface of this fuser, larger temperature. All of these things are parallel to force as a larger force. Okay, so that's sort of suggested there. That was the signature sentence, and the sixth invention for this stuff being used in a fuser. Or you can take each of these individually, say a fuser is added with each of these individual variables. So a fuser could have either larger pressure, either larger volume, either larger temperature. Larger surface might be suggested with parallel with larger volume, but so you could get into, I would say, there's 2 to 3. But obviously it's not just that. You could, for instance, say it has mitochondria-like surface, increase the fuser, which is increases just the surface of it, not necessarily the volume of it. So that would be something else. That's a mitochondria-shaped fuser. If that would work better, the surface in itself also has some added value more than just the volume of it being larger. Let's say it's very spherical. Doesn't mean just that matter. You might also have some mitochondria-shaped fuser. Let's say I had some biophysics that suggests mitochondria has more surface per volume. So that would be some other suggestion that this also suggests that it's also not just the volume, it's also the surface of it as well. So you could get into a very large surface also, might be something also. Okay, so that would mean that I have 4 different variables involved. That's 4 different inventions, and also the cost of them in different files. I take combination costs just 3 of them or 2 of them combined. I actually don't do that double combination of these things. So I just got 4 different variables, and also the whole of them as a fifth. So that would be 50. That would be 15. The last 3 would be all these in exponential, above exponential, and linear floors, and arrays and series and matrices and lattices, and parallel couplings of these fusers that fuel rocket pumps, for instance. And also in the 10th, 100th, and 1000th exponential, all these intercombined, and 100th and 1000th exponential, all this intercombined, that's it. So that would be, all this combination could lead to much more inventions, which I will just call from 15 to 18. That's it.